This video is recorded in 2023 as a job aid for the GISS workflow. It will cover how to create aviation maps. Aviation maps typically include air operations and pilot maps. I have a master aviation project created and layouts prepped for an Arch-E air operations map and an 11 by 17 pilot map. And I'm going to use the same underlying map view in both layouts. I already have my data filtered using definition queries to only display features needed on aviation maps. And I've added additional relevant data like retardant avoidance. I'm going to demonstrate how to add a coordinate table, how to update the scale to display in nautical miles, and how to set a reference scale on the map view so that the map can be used in multiple layouts more effectively. To create a coordinate table of aviation features and their latitude and longitude, select the event point layer in the contents pane. Then from the Insert tab on the ribbon, click the down arrow under the table frame button and select a pre-formatted table. Then click and drag on the layout where you want to place the table frame. The table frame will appear at the top of the contents pane, and the fields that you see in the contents pane are the fields that will display on the table in the layout. I only need the feature category, label, comments, elevation, latitude, and longitude, so I'll turn off the rest. Right-click the table frame in the contents pane to open the properties. For the query, I'll choose Visible Rows, which will filter the table to only display visible features in the map. I'll also create a filter, as I don't need to see the coordinates of all features on the map, just the aviation features. And this feature was added to Pro in version 3.1, so if you're using an older version, you may not see this option. Select the FC point type field, includes the values, and select whatever your CITL prefers in terms of features to display in the table. And click Apply. In the arrangement properties, you can sort the table, first by feature category, then by label is common. Then I'll improve the appearance of the table by making the cell backgrounds white that are currently transparent. And then I'll anchor the table in the lower right so that as items get added to it, the table stays where I want it to on the layout. And I'll make the text larger so that you can see the coordinates better. Next, I'll make the scale bar display in nautical miles. You may not have the nautical miles option as a unit option by default. To add it, navigate to Project Options, and in the Units settings, under Distance Units, add nautical mile, and click OK. Then you should be able to select nautical mile as a map unit in the scale bar settings. Okay, one last thing to demonstrate on the AirOps map is how to update the reference scale of the underlying map view so that I can use it here on this large Air Ops layout and also on the smaller 11 by 17 pilot layout. Remember that anything we do to the underlying map view will impact both layouts. So changing feature or label sizes may work for one layout, but that may negatively impact the other layout. And I'll note on the pilot layout the scale is 1 to 90,000, and currently the labels are too big and overlapping. The air operations layout scale is 1 to 26,000, and the labels are fine but a bit on the small side. In the map view properties, I can update the reference scale to something in between the two scales I'm dealing with. I'll try 60,000. And now the labels on the air operations map are a bit bigger and easier to read. And the labels on the pilot map are a bit smaller and don't overlap. It's a good idea to zoom to 100% to see what the labels will look like when the map is printed to ensure they are legible. Okay, for the pilot map, I'll change the title. And instead of using the dynamic text from the map view, I can just make the title static and type in pilot. I'll need to update the scale bar on the pilot layout to nautical miles, just like the AirOps map, since the map element is tied to the layout. And I'll adjust a few additional properties of the scale bar to get it to fit better. I can actually copy and paste the coordinate table from the air operations layout to the pilot layout, which is a nice time-saving trick. The graticule is a bit cluttered on the pilot map, so I can update the properties to label both the latitude and longitude every minute instead of every 30 seconds. And that's it. I now have two kinds of aviation maps in the same project that use the same underlying map view. Both have coordinate tables of important aviation features. Thanks for watching.